In high school, I was one of the best students, not bragging. So back then, as top students, we were obligated to represent our school in academic competitions. So quiz games, debates, writings, etc. We were the one who used to represent the school. By default, I am a science student. So any competition that required maths, physics, chemistry got me delighted, and I was ready and confident to go and win. So one day I got called to represent my school in a rather unusual competition, an essay writing competition. When I got the information, I stood silent while the staff who gave me the information waited for my approval to participate. And during that moment of silence, all that ran through my mind was how bad a writer I am. Thoughts like, this is not my field. I don't want to go and make myself shame. These people believe in me too much. My failure is inevitable, etc. They flew back and forth in my head. Out of a sudden, I responded, okay, I can write essays, so I will go and represent the school. I got myself prepared for that competition, went and wrote. When it was time to announce the top 3 schools, I waited to hear their names. I expected myself to lose, so I started to comfort myself. I was like, after all, I am not a writer, so my school should not even open me. To my amazement, my school was the first winner with a 40 points margin to the second winner. And when I got that information, when I heard the name of my school as the first winner, all that ran to my mind was the response I gave the staff member. Okay, I can write essays. I will represent the school. That day taught me a lesson. The lesson is the power of I can. Sometimes you are faced with decisions that question who you think you are, your potentials, your abilities, your knowledge, etc. You find yourself standing amid dilemma. Technically, you are not in dilemma because you only have a yes and a no decision to make. However, the perplexity comes in when you consider the consequences of choosing no and your identity conflict of choosing yes. From who you know yourself to be, you don't think you can carry out the task required by choosing yes. Sometimes we have to make these decisions when our friends and families ask us a favor. They expect a yes because of who we are to them, because of our identity to them. They know that you love this thing, so you can't say no. On the contrary, who we are to them actually contradicts who we are to ourselves. We know that choosing yes is not a good option for our personal identity. But choosing no will yield more negative results for the people who asked us and for ourselves. So, in cases like this, what do you do? Say, I can. When you say, I can, you develop a belief that forces you to become. Here is how Susan Wanjiku Nganga, a friend of mine, who is on YouTube also, I will leave a link to her channel in the description below. Here's how Susan Wanjiku Nganga would describe this. When you say I can, you are saying I am like modeling clay. hard enough to make a pot that fetches and stores water while still open to getting broken, watered a bit, and remodeled into something new. Unquote. When you say I can, you are saying I am like modeling clay, hard enough to execute tasks in my domain, hard enough to persevere in the fields that support my identity, hard enough to endure the situations in which my personality can thrive, hard enough to carry on tasks that my conditions financially, that my financial conditions can handle. Why still open to getting broken? Watered or baked, and remodeled into someone new. Someone who can do what he or she takes conflict with his or her identity, situations, status, etc., and still be successful at it. When you say I can, you are saying I believe I am not a monument or a metal statue that is rigid and inflexible to changes. You are saying I am liquid and can adapt. You are saying I believe in my potential to learn new things. You are saying I believe in myself. Honestly, what is more than you believe in yourself? When you believe in yourself, you are virtually limitless. You are no longer an obstacle to yourself. So, when you are to make choices that conflict with your personality, your identity, your economic status, your knowledge, etc., always know that you are not rigid, but a very flexible being, and you can